Opening day is one day away. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Baseball is finally back. And on the eve of Major League Baseball opening day, I thought it was a perfect time to release a video similar to the video I did a few days ago predicting the 2019 Major League Baseball season. The video today is going to be YouTubers predicting the 2019 Major League Baseball season. So a lot of these guys are familiar faces that you already know, maybe some new guys. Make sure to go check out all their channels in the description down below. They were obviously huge helps for this video. Couldn't have done it without them. So make sure you go down there, subscribe to all of them, and go support their stuff. A lot of them do baseball stuff to begin with. So make sure you go down in the description, go sub to all the guys, show support. This video did take a bit of coordination, so if you guys do enjoy it, make sure to leave a like. Best way to support the channel, and if it does well, we'll continue to do stuff like this down the line. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you enjoy the content. We're talking about baseball every single day on here, so if that's something you like, make sure you sub. Remember to get in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about all the predictions you see in this video. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Who did the best? Who did the worst? And just another shout to make sure you follow all the guys in the description down below. They're beasts. So first, let's start off by introducing each of the guys.
What's up, everybody? Hey, Mark, first of all, thanks for having me on the video, man. I appreciate it. This is gonna be fun. I mean, this is the best time of the year, right? Doing predictions at the beginning of the season.
Okay, so here are my predictions for the upcoming MLB season.
Alright, my 2019 MLB predictions.
Alright, Mark, here I am, FPV, with my predictions for the 2019 season.
This is going to be my 2019 MLB predictions and picks for the season.
All right, Mark, I think we're good, man. Everything's done. I wrote everything down so I didn't forget. I'd, be in the middle of this or something and be like, what the hell's going on here?
What's going on, guys? It's True Regime here for some 2019 MLB predictions.
All right. Here's how I see it.
All right, I guess I'm on this video to give some sort of expertise.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Dawson, and let's get into some predictions.
All right, here are Mighty Goat's 2019 MLB predictions. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to this stuff. I'm not like Giraffe Neck, where I just know everything about everyone at any given time.
What's up, guys? Kooks here. Mark, thank you for including me in your 2019 MLB season prediction video.
Starting off in the American League East, you guys know what my pick was, of course, but I'll go over them all again. In the American League East, I have the Yankees finishing in first place.
So AL East, the winners are going to be the Boston Red Sox. I just think they've got it this year, and they're going to win that division.
The Yankees in the AL East.
AL East, we're going to go Boston Red Sox. I think they win the division yet again.
In the AL East, I've got the Red Sox winning the division.
AL East, the Boston Red Sox.
AL East with the division winners. Oh, wait, the Sox are the division winners. What am I saying?
I'm gonna give the division title to the New York Yankees.
Out in the AL East, it's the Yankees for me.
Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees. Which one is it gonna be? I'm gonna go with the New York Yankees.
In the AL East, I have the Yankees just barely topping out the Red Sox.
AL East, I got the Red Sox. Oh yeah, and this is completely unbiased. Like, everything is just how it's gonna go, okay?
The AL East, I do not think is going back to the Boston Red Sox. I do think the Yankees are going to be the team to be in that division on paper.
In the American League Central, I'm going with the Cleveland Indians.
AL Central, it's going to be the Twins. They are going to beat out the Indians all year long.
In the AL Central, I have the Indians.
AL Central, we're going to go Minnesota Twins. I think they are the dark horse in the AL Central. They picked up some pieces. They might click this year.
In the AL Central, I like the Indians. I think the Indians have the stuff to go pretty far because Terry Francona is a pretty good manager.
AL Central, the Cleveland Indians.
Indians, I got in the Central.
In the Central, I will be shocked if Cleveland doesn't win it.
Indians are my pick in the Central. I think a perfect Storm Twins team could take it, but the Indians seem much more likely.
We're gonna easily go with the Cleveland Indians. I'd bet my life on that.
In the AL Central, I have the Twins winning that division, as I don't really see the Indians as as stable as they look.
Central Indians.
Going into the Central, I still think it's the Indians division to lose. If there was any team that wanted to make a push towards the playoff, you want to be in the American League Central right now because that is by far the weakest division. So still, the Indians, pretty easy pick for me right there.
American League West, not a tough decision, going Houston Astros.
The AL West, I'm going to go for the Houston Astros.
AL West is going to be the Astros.
And then in the AL West, it's a real toss-up, but I like the Astros to repeat. They really haven't gotten any worse, and they're still a pretty darn good team.
In the AL West, we have the Houston Astros.
The Astros in the West.
It's a one-team race, with that, of course, being the Houston Astros.
Out West, I've got Houston. Another pretty straightforward pick. McHugh, James, and Whitley will be able to step into the roles vacated by Morton and McCullers, and I expect Bregman to compete for MVP. Correa's back injuries will be a storyline, but it shouldn't stop them from winning the division.
Gonna have to go with the Houston Astros on this one. Last year they picked up Garrett Cole, pitched phenomenal for them. They also picked up Roberto Osuna. People are forgetting about him. That bullpen with them is gonna be pretty shut down. Houston Astros go out, they win 103 games.
In the AL West, I have the Astros taking it back.
To West, we have the Astros.
The West, as you guys can see, I've got a lot of Angels memorabilia back here, but I do, of course, think the Houston Astros are still obviously the best team in that division.
And for the wild card, we're going with the Red Sox and the Rays.
With the wild card in the American League being between the Indians and we'll go for the Rays.
American League wild card, I have the Boston Red Sox, top 3 team in baseball without question, and the Minnesota Twins stealing it in the AL Central. Just they get the benefit of playing the White Sox and the Royals. So, I mean, those should be easy wins a lot of the time.
For the wild cards, we're going to go with the Yankees and the Indians.
2 wild cards in the AL. Definitely the Yankees are 1. I know that hurts you, Mark, and your viewers, but the Yankees are going to be 1. And there's some team is going to sneak in there as the wild card. I like the Blue Jays. I don't know why it took me so long to think of that.
The Yankees versus the Angels. I'm not too sure about my wild card picks, but I think my division picks are fine.
And the wild card, I got the Angels and the Blue Jays. Blue Jays fans, stand up, man. Let's do this. Call Vlad up for f***'s sakes.
In the AL wildcard, I've got the Athletics facing off against the Red Sox.
Wildcard 1 is the Red Sox by default. They're basically interchangeable with the Yankees in this spot. Bullpen doesn't look great, and they have some holes on offense, but this is still a 108-win team that cruised through the playoffs. You'll see them well into October. Wildcard 2 is the Oakland A's. The Rays seem to be a popular pick here, but this A's team just won 97 games. They'll somehow slap together an acceptable rotation like last year, and that core of Davis, Olsen, and Chapman is really something, even though they lost Lowry.
I'm gonna go with the Boston Red Sox. The other team I'm gonna go with is the Oakland Athletics. They were a lot of fun to watch last season. I'm really looking forward to what they do this year.
The wild card, I got the Yankees and the Twins.
Going back to the American League wildcard game, we've got the Angels and the Red Sox.
In the National League East, I'm going with the Washington Nationals in first place.
I'm taking my Phillies all day long. Hate on it all you want. Can't wait to get blasted for it, Mark. The Phillies are coming in hot, and there ain't nothing that your Mets can do about it.
Over in the National League, the Phillies are going to be beaten out by the Braves because Harper's just not going to have a good season. So many people are back in Philly due to the signing of Harper, but let me tell you, the signing of Harper is going to be like when Fernando Torres went to Chelsea in football, actual football. He's not going to have a good time there, and he's going to let them down this season. So I'm going for the Braves in the National League East.
In the National League, I have the Braves in the NL East.
NL East, Washington Nationals, their team is still really good, even without Bryce Harper.
In the NL East, I'm gonna go with the Phillies. I think Bryce Harper was a big-time addition there.
And in the NL East, the Atlanta Braves.
NL East, Braves might be a sleeper pick.
The NL East is by far the most competitive division in baseball, which is why I only see one team making it to the playoffs, and that team is the Washington Nationals.
NL East, that belongs to the Nats. Eaton, Robles, and Juan Soto, which is apparently Spanish for Joey Votto, will provide the firepower needed to replace Harper in the outfield.
The Atlanta Braves, I went with them last year.
In the NL East, I have the Nationals winning.
In the NL East, I have the Phillies.
I personally, though, it's kind of surprising to some people, I'm actually leaning towards the Nationals winning that division.
In the National League Central, I'm going with the St. Louis Cardinals. Big offseason from them.
I don't know why, I just have like this weird feeling that the Cubs are going to bounce back this season. I think they're going to be buyers at the deadline. Obviously, I think Chris Bryant has a big bounce back season.
I've gone for the Cubs.
In the Central, I have the St. Louis Cardinals. They got a lot better. That team is stacked from top to bottom. Of course, games aren't won on paper, so you got to go out there and actually play the games, but they have all the makings of a very, very talented team.
NL Central, have to select the Cubs because they are the Cubs.
In the NL Central, I like the Cubs. No, actually, I like what the Cardinals have done. Fooled you right there. Paul Goldschmidt is going to take the Cardinals to an NL Central title.
In the NL Central, I have the St. Louis Cardinals.
NL Central, Brewers.
The Cubs struggled with injuries last season, but this year I see them taking the NL Central crown back from the Brewers in a season where Milwaukee will regress significantly.
I have the Brewers in the Central. Love them. Love Craig Counsell, and they really play positionless baseball.
Easiest division for me to pick. We're going to Chicago Cubs.
In the NL Central, I have the Brewers.
The Central, the Cardinals.
This one, I really don't have a reason behind it. It's just kind of a gut feeling. I'm choosing the Chicago Cubs to win the division. I don't really have a reason to pick against the Brewers or the Cardinals. I just kind of feel the Cubs. I just feel like I just feel like they got it.
In the National League West, I'm going with the Los Angeles Dodgers yet again.
I'm going for the Dodgers.
I'm going to have that go to the Rockies in kind of an upset pick over the Dodgers.
Gonna be the Dodgers. They just have the best team on paper. The Rockies might be able to win it, but I don't see them doing that.
Dodgers, for sure. Dodgers are going to win it again.
In the NL West, I have the Colorado Rockies.
NL West Rockies.
It's the Dodgers division to lose, and I see a 7th straight division title coming to LA.
Out west, it's the Dodgers. Not a fun pick, but it's true.
Next up, we have the National League West. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Of course, they've won the division about 35 years in a row. They're going to win the division again.
And in the NL West, I, of course, have the Dodgers.
The West, the Dodgers.
I still think the Dodgers are the team to beat over there.
For the wildcard teams, I'm going with the Rockies and the New York Mets. Gotta support my Mets.
Being between the Cardinals and the Mets.
For the National League, I have the Los Angeles Dodgers, and I have the Chicago Cubs.
The wild card teams. I'm going to pick the Cardinals, and I'm going to pick the Mets.
The Cubs, because the Cardinals aren't winning it, and the Padres, for some reason.
Now, my wild card picks, I'm not going to lie, I'm not that confident on. But in the NL, we have the Dodgers versus the Brewers.
Wild card, this might have everybody themselves. Reds and Cubs.
I've got the Rockies against the Cardinals.
Wildcard 1 is going to the Cardinals. Wildcard 2 I have going to my Atlanta Braves. So biased, sure.
Let's go with the New York Mets and the Colorado Rockies. It was really tough.
And the wild card for the NL is going to be the Braves and the Cubs.
I am going to the Philadelphia Phillies and the St. Louis Cardinals. Those are my two wildcard teams.
NL MVP, I'm going with Paul Goldschmidt, and in the American League, I'm going with Alex Bregman.
The AL MVP, that's going to be Mookie Betts. And then finally, the NL MVP, that's going to be Machado, because he's not going to flop like Harper is.
Aaron Judge, AL MVP, that's a homer pick. I'm not going to lie to you. And then I have Ronald Acuna for the NL MVP. I think he's going to have a stud year.
NL MVP, Chris Bryant. AL MVP, we're going to go with Alex Bregman. He's shining in the spotlight. I feel like he's going to do something this year.
I wanted to say Ronald Acuna Jr., but at the same time, I think that because Freddie Freeman is more experienced, I like him. In the AL, I went with Alex Bregman. A lot of people know I'm an Astros fan. That's not why I'm picking Alex Bregman. I think it's very easily won. In the AL, Alex Bregman.
The MVP for the American League, Jose Ramirez. MVP for the NL, Freddie Freeman.
For American League MVP, I've got Mike Trout winning his first since 2016. In the National League, Nolan Arenado will finally get his MVP after 3 top 5 finishes.
My NL MVP is another big free agent signing in Manny Machado. My AL MVP is you-know-who. He's the best player in baseball, and he seemingly gets better every year. The only thing that can really stop him is not playing a full season. There's really nothing more to say.
And I'm going to go with Javier Baez. And for the American League, we're going to go with Mookie Betts.
For the American League MVP, I, of course, have the GOAT himself, Mike Trout. And for the National League, I have a bit of a surprise pick in Trey Turner.
I got the NL Arenado. He's going to stop getting screwed. I know the Coors Field effect, whatever. I don't believe it. It's going to be Arenado. He's going to hit 50 home runs. He's going to bat 340 with 183 RBIs. RBIs might be a little high, but that's what I'm going with right there for the NL. And then we have Trout in the AL MVP slot.
For my MVP picks for the American League, I got Mr. 12-year, $400 million himself, Mike Trout. I think he's going to win the MVP in the American League. I think he's going to have a big year. As far as the National League, I think the MVP is going to be Nolan Arenado. I think Arenado gets disrespected because of the Coors Field effect, but this guy can hit at any ballpark. It shows. I think Arenado is going to win the National League MVP.
My MVPs for the year, I'm going to go with Aaron Judge in the American League, and I think Christian Yelich is going to repeat in the National League. I just think he's on top of his game. And right now, I don't see anyone in the National League that's better than him when he's at the top of his game.
National League Cy Young Award, I'm going Steven Strasburg, and in the American League, I'm going with Trevor Bauer.
So for the AL Cy Young, I've gone for James Paxton. The NL Cy Young, I've gone for Aaron Nola.
Chris Sale for the AL Cy Young. That's not a homer pick with the Red Sox. Max Scherzer as the NL Cy Young.
Cy Young winners from the National League. We're going to go Max Scherzer. For the AL Cy Young, I think it's going to be Justin Verlander.
I think Aaron Nola is going to make that little bump. He had a good season last year. I think he gets a little bit more of a bump this year to grab that Cy Young award. Y'all know Justin Verlander is a Hall of Fame pitcher. I think he has what it takes to grab that Cy Young this year.
The AL Cy Young, I know this might be like, all right, man, this is cliche answer. I got Blake Snell. The NL, I got Scherzer. That's probably the most cliche answers of all time. I apologize, but that's honestly what I think.
Trevor Bauer taking home the Cy Young honors, and Walker Buehler will win the Cy Young.
Patrick Corbin seems like a dark horse pick for NL Cy Young, but I think his slider usage last year really shows that he's a completely different pitcher from years past. AL Cy Young is none other than my boy, Justin Verlander. If you watch my channel, you'll know why.
I'm going to go with Chris Sale in the American League, and the National League, I'm going to go with Max Scherzer. That guy is not showing any signs of slowing down anytime soon, so I got to go with Max Scherzer.
For NL Cy Young, I have Max Scherzer taking it back. He's just been really consistent the last few years. And for the AL Cy Young, I have Trevor Bauer winning it this year.
The Cy Youngs for the NL, I have Jacob deGrom, and in the AL, this is like this is a bold prediction. I want to see how much I can win in Vegas if this is actually right, but I'm going to go Nathan Eovaldi from the Red Sox. He killed it in the postseason last year. I think I read somewhere that he picked up a new pitch or something like that, and I mean, literally, he was disgusting when he was tired. So imagine a full offseason rest, a full healthy season, dude. Eovaldi's going to win the Cy Young in the AL.
As far as my Cy Young picks for the American League, I think a guy who gets better with age, Justin Verlander. He just signed an extension with the Astros as well. I think Verlander will win that AL MVP, AL Cy Young, and then moving over to the National League, I think it will go to Max Scherzer.
Another repeater for me, NL Cy Young, got to go with Jacob deGrom. Another guy just on top of his game, unless he digresses, which I don't see that happening. He's going to be the best pitcher in the league again. And then the American League Cy Young winner, I have Justin Verlander.
For the World Series matchup, I got the Mets going up against the Yankees, Subway Series 2019, and the Mets win the 2019 World Series.
So now, for the big one. Who's going to be in the World Series matchup? Honestly, I don't know. But what I do know is the Dodgers are going to win it. And I'll tell you why. It's because Dave Roberts has got this team playing. He's going to get these guys going. It's about time they won something. And they're going to do it. They're going to do it this year. So, the Dodgers.
My World Series matchup going into the season, you're going to hate to hear this, Mark, but I am going with the New York Yankees and the Chicago Cubs.
And then in the American League, I have the awards going as...
And then the World Series matchup is going to be Cubs against the Yankees. Cubs win it.
Representing the NL in the World Series is the Cubs. And in the AL, it'll be the Red Sox. And the Red Sox take it again.
I have the Houston Astros versus the Atlanta Braves. And obviously, I have the Houston Astros coming out on top on that. A lot of stuff's going to have to go right for the Braves to be able to make it out of the NL. But I think they might have what it takes this year.
World Series matchup, I got the Red Sox versus the Braves. And I got the Red Sox coming out on top to repeat as World Series champions, man. I'm rooting for the Braves, but I don't think they're going to come out on top in the World Series versus the Sox. Braves fans, I don't know. I'm rooting for your team. That's all I can say.
We're going to get a rematch of 2017 between the Astros and the Dodgers. And in 7 games, it's going to be the Astros once again prevailing, with the Dodgers losing their 3rd World Series in a row.
I'm taking the Cardinals and Astros to win their respective pennants and meet up in the World Series. Between those two, I'm taking the Cardinals.
The Cubs are going to the World Series, and they will be facing off against the New York Yankees because they're just absolutely stacked. And the Cubs will beat the New York Yankees in 7 games. They will come back from down 3-1 again.
World Series, I have the Phillies facing off against the Red Sox. And I think the Red Sox are going to repeat this year, baby. They got Mookie Betts. They got JD. Chris Sale got paid. It's going to be the Red Sox, baby. I'm telling you.
I do have the Yankees winning the World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers, probably in 5-6 games, similar to how the Dodgers lost in 2018. So I got the Dodgers going back for a 3rd year in a row.
My World Series matchup this year would be the Nationals and the Yankees, but I see the Nationals winning this series, and winning the World Series in 6 games.
So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I think it was a lot of fun. I think it's a different video on this channel, so if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like on it. Best way to support the channel. Subscribe to myself as well as everybody in the description down below. Go show support to all their channels. Links in the description. Remember to get in the comment section down below. Let me know your 2019 Major League Baseball predictions and whether or not you agree or disagree with all these guys. And again, a big shout out to all the YouTubers that helped me out in this video. You guys are beast. Thank you so much. Guys, show the support, sub to them, again, show them support. Otherwise, that's the end of this video. YouTube recommends you watch this one right here, as well as this is my most recent upload, so click through those if you have not seen them yet already. Thank you guys for watching. The baseball season starts tomorrow. Let's go, it's finally here.